with this snowvid thing that we just had, snowmageddon, whatever you want to call it, the cost of building materials has skyrocketed. Or when we had the hurricanes down in Houston, the cost of both the replacement people, because everyone moved down to Houston, so just getting someone to do the work for you, that can change. It flows kind of like a market, like anything else. So what I look for with my clients is trying to find policies that will have an increased replacement cost percentage. So what you really want to have is that minimum, like 125% or 150%, or even better, 200% replacement cost coverage. So let's say your home is worth $400,000. If you have the 200% replacement cost coverage, that would give you $800,000 in debris removal and to rebuild your home.
Okay, and I know that sounds like a lot of money, but if your house is burnt down, you're building a custom home, having to line up contractors for one project, so you get no economies of scale,
Absolutely.
no discount.
Nope.
You're going to have delays. So I would imagine that amount can add up very quickly. Okay, so that's our biggest thing that I think a lot of people don't understand. So if I'm understanding, the replacement value is mostly formula driven with a few variables, but where people really need to shop and make sure they understand their policy is what percentage of that is being paid out. And so it sounds like 150 to 200% is really where people need to be to make sure that they're not coming out of pocket in that situation.
Correct.
Okay, that's
Correct.
awesome. So now let's switch over loss of use, because I think this is where a lot of people have also been burned. So snowmageddon, pipes burst, or what we're seeing like the tankless hot water heaters. I feel like that's what everyone had issues with. Hot water heater breaks in the attic, floods the downstairs, and now you can't line up contractors. Everything is on back ordered. You're moving out of your house. Talk to me about loss of use.
Loss of use varies a lot from policy to policy, and most people don't understand what it is. So it's one of those things that if you're looking at a really basic insurance policy, most of the time you'll see 20% of the dwelling amount as your loss of use. So let's go back to that $400,000 house. Your loss of use would be 80 grand. Well, that sounds like a lot of money, but like snowvid, some people are not going to be able to move back into their homes until they can get those building materials and line up a contractor. It could be middle of summer, it could be next fall, and they're maybe working from home with their 2 or 3 kids and their spouse and their dogs. You're not going to fit into an efficiency apartment. You're going to have to try to find a house to rent, and the rental rates are going through the roof. So you need to be able to have something available to you that's going to be able to support your family for that time, that lost amount of time. So what I look for is something more along the line of like a 50% or better, rather than that 20%, because even though 80 grand sounds like a lot of money, I just had to help someone find a place, and they're paying $6,000 a month for a 3-bedroom house just to find a place to live. And as you know, $6,000 a month, is not going to go. It's not going to go very long if they have to wait a while for those delayed contractors and delayed materials to get that place replaced.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's so helpful. So we know replacement value, we're looking for a minimum of 125%, ideally 150% to 200% on our coverage, and then loss of use at least 20%, ideally 50% or then some, so that we are covered if we move out. Rebecca,
or even actual sustained loss is even better.
Okay, so talk to me about that one.
Actual sustained loss, it would mean that they're going to pay whatever it costs to make it right for you and whatever amount of time it takes to do so. And so, that just means that that they've got, other than your deductible, that's it. You're not paying anything at all.
Oh my goodness.
That's a loss of use.
I can only imagine. We had just a very small leak in our garage, so we got to live through it. But but my heart has gone out to all the people struggling with having to move out. And then in the midst of it all, figure out if insurance is going to cover what you expect them to or not. So,
While they're still paying their mortgage, mind you, you
oh
still
my
need to pay
goodness.
that mortgage no matter what.
And trying to work. I know it's a lot that people are having to go through. Thank you as always for taking my questions. You're so helpful. And thank you for jumping on the
Absolutely.
camera with me.
Absolutely. Thanks, Christy.